Hi love, welcome to my channel. My name is Lindsay if this is your first time here, and if you've been tuning in, what's up, what's good, what's tea, welcome back. As you can tell from the title, today I will be doing a video on pros and cons working for yourself versus working at a lash studio. So if you are not new to my channel, you know that I've worked at Amazing Lash. So I've worked within a studio before, and I do also do lashes from home and take clients from home. So I got a little bit of both worlds. So I'm just gonna share my experience, and I'm just gonna share 10 things in no particular order of things that you should consider. Honestly, because working from home or for yourself versus working at a lash studios, there's going to be pros and cons to both, and obviously what's a pro for working at a lash studio is going to be a con for working for yourself, and vice versa. So I'm just going to go ahead and go down the list and kind of give you just my personal opinion, just in case maybe you're just starting out with lashes and you're trying to figure, or you want to get into lashes and you just want to know, like, should you go to a studio, should you just try to work for yourself? Or maybe you're currently at a studio and you're just like, I want to be my own boss. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So the first thing is pay. So when you're working for a lash studio, depending on which studio you work for, you can either get paid an hourly, commission, and then tips, or a combination of one or two or all three. You have like a pay structure, so you don't really get to dictate exactly how much you're paid. For different studios, like for instance at Amazing Lash, you have an hourly and then you have a commission, and once you move up to the next level of stylist, that pay and that commission goes up. So you kind of have a control of how much you make, just depending on how many hours you work and how much retail you sell, and if you add any upgrades like volumes, lash baths. So you kind of sort of, but 100% it's not going to be how much you would be making if you were on your own, taking in all that money. Just basically whatever you charge, all that goes to you. So there's a pro and con to working at a lash studio. You don't really get to, you're not paid as much per service as if you would be working for yourself. So the next thing is schedule. So with working for yourself, of course, you get to make your own schedule. You do want to keep in mind your area and your demand, and you want to make sure that your available hours kind of match what people are looking for, because if you're only doing lashes certain days or certain times during the week and that's not convenient for other people, say that for instance you only work Monday through Friday 9 to 5, well, most people work that time. Basically you're cutting off a whole group of clientele by just working those hours. So do definitely keep that in mind. So yes, you get to make your own schedule, but on the flip side, working for a studio, you may or may not be able to make your own schedule. Of course, that studio is going to have certain hours. They're going to need certain shifts covered. So it just depends on what they're needing when they hire you, and you guys come up with that schedule, or them telling you that you have to work this certain schedule and kind of following that schedule as well. When you work for yourself, you can kind of pick your own days off, or maybe you have to run errands one day and you're just like, I usually lash on this day, I usually hit clients, but I really need to get all this stuff done. You just block out your books. Versus when you're working for a lash studio, you have to request time off, ask for approvals and stuff like that. So that's a lot less flexibility with working for a lash studio. The next thing is when you work for yourself, you have to purchase all your own supplies. The pro in that is that you get to kind of test and try different lash vendors, lash brands, and kind of see what works best for you and your clientele, different styles of lashes, different curls, different lengths, and kind of figure out exactly what types of lashes you enjoy doing and the type of lashes that your clients in that area, like what the demand is for that. And you also are able to try different adhesives, different techniques. So you are really in control of that, versus when you work for a lash studio, they 9 times out of 10 are already going to have all the supplies that you need and have a certain like technique for you to use. So that sounds like a con, which to some it may be. But on the flip side, when you work for a lash studio, you don't have to buy your own supplies. Like that's one less thing. Like you don't have to pay for that. It's not coming out of your pocket. It's already there. You run out of tape, you go get another one. You run out of glue, you go get another one. You run out of, like, whatever it is that you need, it's already there. It's already set and it's already ready for you when you come into the door. So you don't have to do inventory. You don't have to order supplies. You don't have to deal with any of that. So again, it just kind of depends on who you are and what you're looking for, if that's going to be a pro or a con for you. The next thing is marketing, branding, and basically getting clients in. So when you work for a studio, they do all of that for you. So it's easy. You literally come in, you already have people on the books. Hopefully you have people in the books. You already have all that ready for you, so you're not having to reach out to clients and things like that. They're already there. You just go and you lash them, and you hopefully do a good job so they keep coming to you. Versus when you do it for yourself, you have to actually find ways to market. So whether that's passing out business cards, doing flyers, promoting on social media, and you really have to be consistent and you really have to be on it, doing like a referral program to continue to get clients in your door so that you can make money, because it's literally all on you. And for some, that might be a little stressful depending on your personality. Maybe you're not the type to like to post on social media, or maybe you're not the type of person that will just randomly walk up to someone and hand them a card. So if that's not you, and actually having to go out there and get the clients isn't for you, then working for yourself may not be, and it might be a little bit easier and more practical for you to work at a lash studio. Piggybacking off of that is like customer service. So when you work for a lash studio, of course, they typically have someone at the front desk, so they're gonna handle any type of calls, scheduling, cancellations, charging people. All of that is covered, so you don't really have to worry about that, or someone's not really happy with their service. Usually if you work at a lash studio, there is someone like either front desk management who will kind of help diffuse that situation, and it's not all on you. Versus if you are working for yourself, you have to do it all. Like, you have to book people, have some type of scheduling in place. Maybe you're doing scheduling for yourself, or maybe you're using like a booking site. Whatever it is, you have to also be available to clients either by text, email, phone, because you just never know what type of questions they may have. If someone is not happy with their lashes or their experience, it kind of all falls down on you. You really don't have any type of like backup, in a sense. You also want to make sure that you have a really good customer service, like you have set policies in place for certain things, whether it's a late policy, a same day cancellation policy, whatever. You need to put those in place, and you need to stick to them, because if you let these clients walk all over you, girl, they will. Moving along, training. So for most studios, I assume that they will train you in some capacity as far as like learning whatever it is, their techniques, and using whatever like supplies that they have, whether it's glue, nano misters, whatever it is. Like, there's usually someone who's going to train you, or just be there for you if you have questions. You can even come talk to other stylists. You can shadow. I do that all the time, and it was really helpful, where you just go in and you watch other stylists lash. Maybe you are on a lunch, or you have a break, or someone canceled and you just have a gap, because you learn so much from watching other people lash. You might learn a new technique that you never even knew about, and you're just able to really try different things to really customize lashing for you. Versus if you work for yourself, any training that you receive is most likely you're gonna have to pay for training and like actually go out and get some training. There's not going to be someone just there every day to answer your questions. You really have to put forth the effort to find very legitimate businesses and brands to go and get training from, because there are some places out here where they charge you an arm and a leg and maybe 2 feet, and they really don't teach you anything, especially for the price. So definitely do keep that in mind. To me, it's a pro working at a lash studio, because you do get ongoing training and like mentorship. But this next thing to consider is timing. So usually when you work at a lash studio, you're on a set schedule, and this kind of piggybacks on like your schedule. Usually having to complete your sets or your fills or your minis or whatever it is in a certain amount of time, and that's just that. Like, you just got to get it in. When you work for yourself, you're able to book however long that you need. You're able to customize your booking to where you're comfortable. So if one day you have a full set and you want an hour lunch that day, you take an hour lunch, or whatever the case may be. You kind of tailor your books to how you lash, to how you feel, to how you work best. Maybe you need to eat in between every single client. When you work for yourself, you can do that. When you work for a lash studio, you probably can't. Just being honest. So timing, for me, like a huge thing, and one of the biggest reasons that I decided to lash on my own, just because I wanted to be able to take more time with my clients. I'm very much so a perfectionist, and I know that I give the best lashes, and it's the best overall experience for me. I'm calm, I'm in my zone, I'm vibing, like I got my music going, candles lit, like it's very therapeutic for me when I lash from home versus lashing at a lash studio where it's like literally a rat race. Like you have to go, come on, you have to go fast. Definitely something to keep in mind. The next thing to consider is taxes. So when you work for a lash studio, you're usually getting a paycheck and they take taxes out of your check, essentially, depending on how you fill out all your forms. But when you are working for yourself, like legitimately, and you have like an LLC and you actually have like a legitimate business, you have to pay taxes to your state and federal taxes depending on where you live. And it's a lot more difficult, and I hope that you're putting your money aside to pay your taxes, because baby, if you're not, you're gonna be mad come tax time. The other thing is benefits. When you are working for a lash company or a lash studio, some may have benefits, some may not, so this may not even apply. But there are some lash studios that do offer like health, dental, vision benefits, like any type of full-time job, and that's nice, like, because typically they'll take a percentage out of your check, but compared to what you would have to pay on your own, it's a smaller percentage. So when you are working for yourself and you are your own business owner, you have to find other, like you have to pay for your benefits, or you have, they're not even called benefits, you have to get your own insurance, and insurance is important, so you need to get it. Don't be out here uninsured, y'all. I'm not even talking about like liability insurance. I'm talking about health insurance. If you need to go to the doctor, if you need to go to the dentist, vision, all of that. And some lash companies might even have like a retirement plan, paid time off, things like that, versus when you're working for yourself, you have to save, you have to budget, you have to be very mindful of your finances. So if you're not good with your finances, working for yourself and owning a business is going to be very, very daunting, and you're going to think you're going to spend every dollar that you make. You're going to be in a bad position, because you have to also allocate money for taxes, for supplies, marketing, insurance. Like there's so much stuff that goes into that, and you gotta think about all that, because some people don't, and child, we gonna pray for them. And then last but not least, which to some, again, depending on who you are, it's uniform. So if you work at a lash studio, some places have you wear a specific uniform. I know at Amazing Lash they have you wear scrubs, so you get an Amazing Lash scrub top and then you just wear black scrub bottoms, versus when you work for yourself, you can kind of wear what you want to wear. But I will say, do keep in mind, you definitely want to make sure that you have clean clothes. It looks like you actually woke up and put some type of effort into what you're gonna wear today. Just because you don't have a set uniform for working for yourself doesn't mean that you can just wear what you wear to the club last night. Is doing people lashes. I typically wear like cute little workout sets because it's comfortable. I keep my apartment really chilly, so I always have a long sleeve on. So I look really cute, like it's a matching set, so it looks cute, it looks put together. I make sure that my hair is done. I don't usually wear makeup because I'm wearing a mask, but I do my hair, like I make sure I look put together. I didn't just roll out of bed and was just like, okay girl, I'm about to do your lashes. No, because you still want to be professional. So that wraps up my pros and cons of working for yourself versus for a lash studio. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. If you have any more video recommendations of videos that I should film or that you do want to see here, also let me know down below. If you found this video helpful or insightful, learned something new, definitely give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already. Watch another video, especially if this is your first time here, because I'm sure there's a few that you didn't miss. As always, I love you so much. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for just watching this video, because I know you didn't scroll through so many other ones, but you took your time and you chose to watch this one and you got to the end of it. So I just always want to say thank you, and I will catch y'all in my next one. Peace.